What's up, YouTube? I'm Zero Zeus, and welcome back to another Boruto video. So this is going to be my Boruto manga chapter 39 review. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and let's get right into the video. Man, all I can say for this chapter, man, is just let the devastation begin, man. Um, it's crazy. The manga chapter starts off exactly where it left off last month. Um, Kawaki's on the floor. Sarada's there. She's asking him what's going on. She's basically trying to figure out where is the seventh? Where's the seventh? Because he's nowhere to be found. And plus, Sarada has a little bit of information from Ino, right? And she basically knows that there was an enemy at the Uzumaki home, and like they kind of have a gist of what's going on, but they basically just don't see any evidence of what happened, or like the only thing they have to go on is Kawaki. So in this moment, Boruto and Mitsuki show up, and Sarada is asking him like, "Well, do you know anything about like what happened to your dad and stuff like that?" And Boruto is basically talking about the karma and how it reacted in a certain way, and he just felt like something was going on or something had happened. So he was making his way back towards his dad and Kawaki, right? And at the same moment, right, we have Shikamaru, right? He comes to the scene. Okay, now I'm not a specific Shikamaru hater, right? To be totally honest, he's okay. He's never done anything to me, but he just has these moments where it's just like he really gets under my skin sometimes. Um, but you can't blame him, like given the position that he's in. Of course, he wouldn't be able to just act off emotion and really follow through with what these kids, Boruto, um, in particular, is saying. And it's like, so I kind of don't blame him. But then at the same time, he's just being so hard. Like at the same time, like okay, so he shows up basically, and he's talking, and it's like everything is okay, right? And so he does the paralysis jutsu, right? And he's got Kawaki, right? He's got Kawaki stationary. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, if he really wanted to, if he really, really, really wanted to, he could get out of there, right? But either way, it just goes to show, like, Kawaki's being compliant, and he really has no ill intention behind what happened. He really wants to know what's going on, just like them, right? And like I said at the beginning of the manga chapter, he was on his knees. He was on his knees, and he was basically looking at the prosthetic, right? And how it became disconnected from his body, basically making him think that the seven might be dead. And it's crazy because at the same time, Shikamaru's going on and he's arguing back and forth with Boruto because Boruto is not having it. He's not having it. Basically, what Shikamaru is saying is, well, he never trusted Kawaki from the beginning. And if you paid attention in any of the past manga chapters, he's always expressed, like, yeah, I don't trust that guy. Like, he expects something from him. Like, he expects something of him. Like, he has some ill intentions, right? And so basically, he's telling him, like, well, I don't know whether or not you could be a spy, working for the Kara, all of the things like the broken vase. And, they brought that back up in this chapter too. The broken vase. And what was it he did? He sacrificed his arm in that fight with Delta to save Himawari and Naruto, right? And, Shikamaru's just like, well, it could be reasonable doubt. He has reasonable doubt. I can't, you can't really blame him. But at the same time, he is being super strict about it. But he is a government official, so you can't really blame him, right? So basically, what he's saying is he's not going to restrain him and like force him or anything like that, but he's going to keep him put. And he basically has the ninjas that's with him. They put up like this force field, right? In the hopes of like keeping him stationary and making sure he doesn't go anywhere. And he's not going to imprison him or anything like that, just because of the simple fact of the way that like Naruto treated him, and he probably knows like, hey, Naruto probably wouldn't be having that if he had thrown him in like a prison cell or something like that. Um, so basically, like I said before, Kawaki's being compliant, and you have these moments where Boruto still going back and forth with Shikamaru, oh man, Shikamaru, he like calls him a blockhead and everything. It's like, it was really funny. That was funny, but at the same time, it's a dire situation, right? And you have this moment with Kawaki where he just like screams out of nowhere, like, well, why did the seventh, treat me the way that he did? Why did he take me in? And just ask it, just like questioning why did he put himself in this predicament? Because if he would have just left Kawaki alone, he would have never had any problems to begin with. But I guess it's just confusing him how he could take this boy's problems among himself and make him a family member and treat him as a part of family and stuff like that. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just really deep. Naruto being a good old dad, it's, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. But basically, Sarada, she starts going into like a little bit like she was hating on Boruto a little bit because she used to be kind of jealous of the fact that he had a dad and Sasuke was always gone and stuff, and so she kind of just looked at it like childish that he just felt like it was a burden having something like that, right? And it's crazy because you don't hear her really get into it like that. You never really hear her mention it like that. So I thought that was crazy. Um, so at the end of like Shikamaru and Boruto bickering, if I haven't got too far ahead of myself, so they have this moment where I guess basically Kawaki makes up his mind like we're going to go save the seventh. And even though, like I said before, Shikamaru was being like hard, he was really being tough on the kids, right? Um, he's still being lenient at the same time. Even though I'm not gonna lie, before they try to leave, he actually does try to, do the paralysis jutsu and stuff like that. But okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. One thing I forgot to mention is that everybody thinks like the worst. Basically, it's possible that the seventh Hokage might be dead, and so Kawaki notices that the prosthetic lights up and he sticks it back to his arm, basically meaning that it has chakra, meaning that Naruto is still alive. So everybody's like emotions are kind of eased a little bit, but they still want to find him and see what's going on because they think he's trapped in another dimension. Like they think that he's defeated Jigen. He's trapped in another dimension and he just can't get back. Or, he got knocked unconscious and, maybe he can't get back in the words of Kawaki. But basically Kawaki, like I said, the karma starts to like react in this certain way. And you see Kawaki look at Boruto and tell him like, "Hey, work with me." Um, and so Kawaki activates the karma seal, and this is when we get introduced into like the space-time ninjutsu of the karma seal. I think that's really crazy. Um, basically, Kawaki activates his karma seal, which in turn Boruto activates his karma seal, and it's just like they start to resonate and work together. And then you hear more like Kawaki goes more into deeper meaning into why him and Jigen are alike. I don't think he means like personality wise or we act the same, or that's not what he means. It's like they're on the same wavelength, if you like get what that means. And so he's like basically summing up like, well, this is like a bad thing, but then at the same time it's a good thing because I have the exact same powers that he does, right? Um, and that's really crazy. And also it's another scene where they have, okay, we get to see Jigen, right? Jigen, he's back at the hideout. So what sets this all off is like Cash and Koji, right? Cash and Koji is basically like, oh, this might be my chance to defeat Jigen because he's trying to figure out why he hasn't came back to the leaf and got Kawaki yet. So he's assessing the situation and he's basically saying, oh, he's out of chakra. This might be my moment. So I guess Cash and Koji is on his way back to, like get at Jigen. So I guess we can get to see that next time maybe. And so Jigen is at the hideout. He's basically out of chakra, and they're saying it's gonna take him like 2 days until he's back at a full tank, right? So Boruto and company have 2 days until he comes back for Kawaki. And at the same time, Kawaki and Boruto opened up a portal, which is basically leads them to the dimension that Sasuke and Naruto and everybody was fighting in. And it's crazy because in this chapter, Sasuke's not mentioned at all. He's mentioned, but he isn't seen at all. So I don't know if I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but so basically you have this and like okay, the Kawaki and Jigen moment. This is the reason why I keep bringing this up because they have this one panel where it shows like Kawaki with his little like Otsutsuki horn, and it shows Boruto with the same thing, and we actually get a page before that where Jigen is talking about how like well, basically Kawaki's karma powers have came along fine, and he thinks that it's because of the resonance between him and Boruto, and he's interested in Boruto and starts talking about how his karma seal is coming along fine too, and it's probably developing really well too, right? And it's just really crazy because he's saying basically that Kawaki has the potential to become a perfect Otsutsuki, which I like the same thing with Boruto too. So it's like this big old revelation, even though I'm pretty sure a lot of us already knew. Like I know I had theorized and discussed in a couple of different videos about how this is what I thought was eventually gonna happen. So it's gonna happen eventually. We seen the panel this time. It's the truth, right? Um, so basically, Kawaki, Boruto, and that's the end of that scene. And then Kawaki, Boruto, and everybody they leave. He basically absorbs Shikamaru's jutsu. They jump through the portal. And this time, it just so happens that Mitsuki and Sarada are along for the ride too, which is crazy, right? And they get there, and it's this guy from the inner car, one of the inner Kara members are there, right? So it's this whole big fight that we could be expecting for next chapter. But man, this chapter was definitely hype. It wasn't that much action, but it explained a lot. It was a lot of information drives. It was like, man, man. It's a good day to be into manga and anime, right? Um, but anyway, I'm gonna end it right here. This is my Boruto manga chapter review 39. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next video.